Cracks in a building may cause due to externally applied forces and also due to internally induced stresses in a building materials. There are various types of cracks that may occur in a concrete in fresh state as well as in hardened state. Types of cracks occurs in fresh concrete are plastic shrinkage cracks and settlement cracks in concrete. Plastic shrinkage cracks. When concrete is in its plastic state, that is in fresh state, it contains lot of water in it. When that water evaporates from the concrete surface and creates voids between the solid particles. Due to internal stresses and relative humidity and temperature changes, these voids make the concrete weaker and causes concrete surface to shrink and then causes cracks. This type of cracks is referred as plastic shrinkage cracks. Plastic shrinkage cracks can happen anywhere in the building components like slab, beam, column, wall, etc. When the concrete mix contains too much of water, then it is more prone to cause plastic shrinkage cracks. So, use the concrete mix with correct water cement ratio and use fresh concrete within its initial setting period. Next, settlement cracks in fresh concrete. After initial placement, vibration and finishing, concrete continues to consolidate. During this period, the fresh concrete may restrain by reinforcing steel. This may result in causes of voids and cracks in adjacent to the restraining element. Settlement cracks in concrete increases with increasing bar size, increasing slump and by decreasing concrete cover. So to reduce the settlement cracks in fresh concrete, use lowest possible slump and increase concrete cover etc. Next, types of cracks that occurs in hardened concrete. Number 1, drying shrinkage cracks. The volume change in the hardened concrete occurs mainly due to loss of moisture from the cement paste constituently. In course of time, due to internally induced stresses, temperature variations and relative humidity, the voids present in the concrete. The voids which occurred during improper mixing and placing of concrete. These voids will cause the concrete to shrink and causes cracks in concrete structures. These types of cracks is called drying shrinkage cracks. The higher the water content, the greater the amount of drying shrinkage. Drying shrinkage can be reduced by increasing the amount of aggregates and reducing the water content during mixing of the concrete. Next type of crack is cracks due to corrosion of reinforcement. Corrosion of steel is an electrochemical process which requires an moisture, oxidizing agent and electrons that flow within the metal, that is steel. Due to corrosion of reinforcement, the volume increases which causes high radial bursting stresses around the reinforcing bars and results in cracks. These cracks can propagate along the bar, resulting in the formation of longitudinal cracks in the concrete structure. To avoid corrosion of reinforcement, use the concrete with low permeability and provide the required adequate concrete cover for a particular structural element. Next type of crack is cracks due to efflorescence on concrete. The white patches on the surface of concrete due to some chemical reactions may cause cracking of concrete. These reactions may be due to materials used to make the concrete or materials like alkalines that come in contact with the concrete after it has hardened, which tends to draw the water into the concrete surface of cracked portions. So to avoid efflorescence cracks on concrete, avoid using alkaline water during mixing of concrete and curing of the concrete. Next is weathering cracks. The weathering processes that can cause cracks in concrete, which includes freezing, thawing, wetting, drying, heating and cooling. Alternate heating and cooling, wetting and drying of concrete causes concrete to deteriorate, which produces volume change that may cause cracking. If the volume changes are excessive, cracks may occur. Concrete is best protected against weathering actions through the use of the lowest water cement ratio and durable aggregates, etc. Next type of crack is cracks due to poor construction practices. A wide variety of poor construction practices can result in cracking of concrete structures. Most common practices are adding water to concrete to improve its workability, but adding excess water affects the strength, increasing settlement and increasing shrinkage in concrete, which may lead to crack the concrete structure. And another common practice is lack of curing. The lack of curing will increase the degree of cracking within a concrete structure and reduces the durability of the structure. And another construction problem that may cause cracking are inadequate formwork and supports. So, to avoid the poor construction problems, one must have good knowledge about the standard procedures and good code knowledge. Next, cracks due to overloads. The concrete cracks by construction overloads also. Although concrete is a very strong building material, it does have its limits. Placing excessive amount of weight on top of the concrete surface can cause cracks. These are the few types of cracks that may cause in fresh and hardened state of concrete. Please like, share and subscribe to Civil Today. Thank you for watching.